Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is from wherever you're listening to this from. So, we're going to dive right into episode 1. And today we're looking at what is character and what does it mean to your child, your kingdom minded child, right? Remember that this is Mama Boy's Diary, where we believe that whole kids make whole adults, and by extension, we believe that it takes a whole adult to raise a whole child. And what kind of child are we raising? We're raising a child that is complete, a child that is correct, a child that is consecrated. Talk about kingdom-minded children. So I'm going to start by reading Colossians chapter 3:12 to 14 from the English Standard Version. It says, "Put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive. And above all this, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony." Now, what is character? Character is derived from the word character. The English word character is derived from a Greek word that sounds alike, character. Now, in the Greek word, it is used to mean engraved sign. So character is something that is ingrained. Okay? Character defines a person's moral and mental qualities that differentiates them. So, in other words, your character is your uniqueness. Your character is what makes you different. Your character is like a stamp. No, not like a stamp. Your character is like the word, your characteristics is what sums you up. Your character. So it's important to build the right ones. And by the way, character is built through work and process. It's not a gift, it's not a talent, it doesn't jump on you. You gotta build it. It's something that takes time and work to build. So let me teach you something that I just deconstructed that is helping me to teach my boys how to build character. Character has 3 pillars. There are 3 pillars upon which character is built. Number 1, conditioning. What is conditioning? Conditioning is registering through consistent action and inaction something that you do consciously and sometimes even unconsciously that registers in the mind of your child about who he is and who he or she is and what you expect from them. These things are unconscious. It's a product of the way you speak to them, a product of the way you address them, a product of the way you treat the people around you, the things that you allow around you, you allow in your home, you allow in your circle. These things condition, and the things you say to them, the things that you say to them, the things you do, the things they watch you do, conditions them. So conditioning refers to repeated conscious and unconscious things that we focus on in our homes. Okay? That is why it's important to be aware of the values, the principles that you are raising your children by, because these are the things that will form their character, their early characters. Let's take, for example, in your home, they know that when you're praying, they don't come in, right? No, that's not a good example. I'm looking at an example that you do consistent. I'm looking for an example that you do consistently that actually forms how they also behave. For example, I remember when I was much younger, there was this joke that was passed around by my older uncles that a child was told by her mother that when she looked at the window and saw someone coming, and she told her son, "Look, when that woman comes, tell that woman that I am not around." Okay, that is how baby boy told the visitor. So visitor comes in and baby boy goes, my mother said I should tell you that she's not around. Imagine a child growing from that, perspective, every time when a visitor is coming or the mother finds a way to say things that are not true and makes the child corroborate with that story, the child will develop a character of not saying what is true. Yes, so that is conditioning. You haven't sat down the child to say, look, don't be telling the truth. Truth is a no-no in this home. No, you haven't sat down to say that, but you've conditioned the child to feel and believe that sometimes evading the truth or telling lies is a way to protect yourself, is a way to run away from the things that you don't want, is a way to deal with situations. And so they're going to imbibe it. You haven't lectured them, but there you are. Number 2 is challenge. Challenge is, remember we said number 1 is conditioning, number 2 is challenge. Challenge simply refers to the character that emerges from the situations or challenges that a child passes through in the process of life, the journey of life. For example, this is a typical scenario of the half full, half empty. Okay? Half full and half empty. So a child who has suffered a kind of disease going up, a kind of sickness, has learned to appreciate life, learned to appreciate the little things that matter, because they've been through like hell and back. They've learned to appreciate life, the little things that matter. So it has formed their perspective, it has formed their character. Vis-a-vis someone, so that is one way to respond. Another person could respond differently, could respond with bitterness. Oh, why would God? Why would God? Why would God? That is another way to respond to it. So while one child has picked up a character of resilience, strength, gratitude, being grateful, another child has seen it as an opportunity to complain, to have low self-esteem, and the character of always finding what is not working, what is negative. And believe me, before you know it, it seeps into the way they treat themselves or they regard themselves, the way they look at themselves, the way they also treat people, and the way they have, and of course, their relationship with God. So we're going to look at that in the next episode, but let's come back here. So the things that they've been through, the challenges they've been through, also forms or builds their character. So number 1, we said conditioning. Number 2, we said challenges. Number 3 is experience. So character is built from the things that they've been through. Now, this is different from challenge in the sense that in the process of recovering, in the process of dealing with the things that you've been through, in the process of working your way back, the things that accompany you, the things that you learn and imbibe in your life, the new things that you have learned in that situation, build your character. For example, I wrote here strength. So in a situation where a child has failed an exam or is sick, you find out that child now shows more empathy to other people because you've been there, you've done that, you understand what it means. So a child who has maybe gone through a period of sickness, a period of illness, now have a sense of empathy, social intelligence, may even know how to talk to a child better than the person's mother because they know the right things to say. And this didn't just come by learning or maybe conditioning or anything. It came by the things that they have learned. For example, I watched a video on Facebook a few days ago about how someone learns how not to speak to a person because she used to laugh at people that don't have hair, laugh at girls that do not have hair on their head, until her sister had to get hospitalized for cancer had to be treated for cancer, and in the process she had to cut her hair in solidarity with the sister. So the process of cutting her hair has given her a change of perspective. So she now knows not to laugh at people, not because she doesn't find it funny anymore. No, but because she has had a shift through the things that she has learned in that process of recovering from that season of her life, learning to be the backbone for her sister's emotional strength and all of that. So what am I saying? Character is built by 3 pillars. Number 1, conditioning. So what you say matters, what you do matters. Conditioning. The values, the principles that thrive in your home conditions a child and is the building block, the earliest building block for character. Not like when you grow up, you cannot change and revisit the essence of who you are and start behaving better, but it's very important. It's called conditioning. And then there is, of course, the challenge. Challenge is how you respond to situations that also builds your character. And then finally is the experience, the things you learn in the process of recovering, in the process of getting back to a state where you used to be, but this time around you are getting back different, really. And the state you get back to is defined by your perspective, is defined by the characters that you choose to learn in that situation, that you choose to imbibe and inculcate and build in that situation. So character is what you do, why you do it, and how you do it. What you do, why you do it, and how you do it. And why is it important, to focus on building the right kind of character? Because the Bible says in Matthew 5:14 that you are the light of the world. Your child is the light of the world, and light has characteristics. There is a way light is. Okay, there's a way light is. In the same way, there is a character that behooves the child of God. And like I said, it's not something you formulate. It's not something you try to form, or it's real. It's built. It's like something that has foundation in deep down within you at your root. So this is why you should build or help your child build godly characters. And in the next episode, we're going to be looking at what the foundational character should be. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this video and be there in your small groups to discuss what you think about this episode. So take care and see you again next week, where we'll be talking how, or foundational characters to build or to inculcate in your child. I love you. I really do love you. And I pray for you. Have an amazing, amazing week. Bye.